Alright. What's going on, guys? GZTV back with another video, and in this video we are going to be talking about the Season 3 premiere of The Walking Dead. Again, I've watched this show before. I just wanted to revisit it for the channel, give me something to kind of watch in its entirety. There's other TV shows to watch. I mean, we're doing Better Call Saul right after this, review-wise. I just wanted to get these videos out because I'm doing laundry right now, and I still need to watch The Walking Dead. I need to go eat dinner and stuff like that, so I just kind of wanted to get these videos out the way. I'm done with homework, so I think me and my boy Greg are going to be hopping on Rec tonight around 5:36, so probably go till 8 or 9, and I'll probably watch some college football after that, and then I might stream again doing new music, like listening to the new music while playing anything. I don't even know. I might get the Call of Duty beta. We're going to get to the plot and the reception of this episode. So, yeah. 8 months after Rick kills Shane and the onslaught at the Green family farm, the world continues to grow increasingly more dangerous while Lori's pregnancy advances. So, they skipped ahead because, Lori's getting ready to have her baby. That's going to be a big storyline throughout the season. I'm sorry for the hair standing up on the back of my... it's good. It's chill. It's really bothering me, but I'm just going to have to go through it. It's kind of weird that they advanced the storyline so far into the future going into Season 3, but I guess it was necessary because Lori having the baby is not something we wanted to happen 2 seasons down the line from when she got pregnant. So they kind of got to get that storyline out the way, and that's going to be something that's developing throughout the season. Rick, who has now assumed a dictatorial-like leadership over his group of survivors and company, are now in search of a safe haven, as Lori is due to give birth any day. She can't just give birth in the wide open field. Their mission is to kind of find a place for her to give birth. So, yeah. While hunting for food, Rick and Daryl happen upon a prison complex. Although it's a little bit of plot convenience, it was kind of the cliffhanger going off of Season 2. So, West Georgia Correctional Facility full of walkers. Now, obviously, they can probably go through the walkers and take it over, and that's kind of what they're planning to do. The storyline shifts really fast in this episode. A lot of things go down. And they go explore this as soon as possible. I mean, they got to act urgent as a group of survivors in a zombie apocalypse. It makes sense, but yeah. After Rick tells the group about the prison and how it could be a new home for them, the group clears out the outer prison courtyard of walkers and secures their position within the fences. So they're kind of advancing. They're moving in on the walkers and whatnot. Jeez. As many of the dispatched walkers wear prisoner guard uniforms, Rick believes the prison may have fallen early during the epidemic and could hold a large supply catch. So there's probably not many survivors who ever ran through here if there are zombies still wandering. People are probably intimidated, too scared to kind of go in. Lori later tries to talk to Rick about the child, but as the relationship deteriorates, he dismisses her so that he can focus on planning their approach for the next day. He's more worried about survival than love, which I think is a good thing, but I don't know. It's a baby's on the way. You want this to go smooth as possible, then you can plan your next move. So I don't think they're really in imminent danger all that much, but yeah. Elsewhere, Andrea has fallen severely ill with influenza since being separated from the group and taken in by Michonne, the hooded figure with the sword that rescued her from walkers attacking her in the woods. So now Andrea has new beginnings. She meets this Michonne girl, who, by the way, is a badass, and we're going to see her more in the series. But yeah, the two aren't faring well and have taken refuge in a deer cooler. So it's not really going well. I mean, Andrea has a very serious case of influenza and on the verge of dying, pretty much. Michonne scours for aspirin or other medication from a store to reduce Andrea's fever. She just finds a stranger survivor in the woods and salvages her, which is great of Michonne to do. She returns to Andrea, who also feels like a burden to Michonne, and tells her to abandon her. But Michonne refuses because I think, Andrea's had these experiences in the past with Herschel. Because Herschel was about to kill himself over her wanting to kill herself in the CDC lab. So, yeah, she's kind of felt the feeling of being a burden to someone else. Bruh. They conclude they must move on as a group of walkers are advancing, so they head off towards the woods. The next day, the group methodically clear out the inner prison yard of walkers before moving into the prison to clear out a cell block, so they're kind of moving in as quick as possible. Daryl notes one more civilian close, suspecting there may have been a breach. Rick and the others start clearing away the walker bodies, giving Lori the chance to confide to Herschel that she fears her child may be stillborn and reanimate as a walker. But Herschel calms her down and affirms her that the child is in fine health, and Herschel's kind of checking on her because obviously he's like a doctor and whatnot. Anyways, later, Rick, Daryl, Herschel, Glenn, Maggie, and T-Dog go on a scouting mission to other parts of the prison to move deeper into the interior, many in total darkness. So obviously it's not a good idea, but they do it anyway, so... All seems quiet at first, but suddenly they run into several groups of walkers. In the darkness and confusion, Glenn and Maggie get separated from the group. Obviously, it's very dark. No one can see each other, so they get separated. When it's finally safe to venture back out, Herschel tries to find the two, but is bitten on his calf by a walker that only appeared to be dead. So we have to assume that Herschel is going to die any moment now. So, yeah. The group then reunites and assists Herschel in getting out of the corridor. Well, at the moment, we thought he was going to die, but they take refuge and barricade themselves in the cafeteria where Rick, in an attempt to save Herschel, amputates his leg with a hatchet to prevent the infection from spreading. Yeah. Some crazy shit's going on with Herschel. We will see next episode if he ends up surviving. However, this causes Herschel to go in shock and pass out from the ensuing blood loss. Then 5 shadow figures appear in the adjacent room watching the group. I do remember this plot twist being at the end of an episode. Daryl prepares to fire, but realizes they are not walkers, but are actually surviving prisoners. So they meet some new civilization, and luckily they've been locked away from all the zombies, so... Yeah, not a lot of critical response, so I don't think this is going to be that long. I kind of want to wrap stuff up. This was a good episode. I mean, finding the prison is one of the best things that happened at the show. I think the stuff that happened at the prison is going to be great, and what's about to ensue there is going to be amazing. I do not remember how long that storyline lasted, however, so it's going to be a surprise as to when that ends. And if it ended when I was watching it, because it might have still been going on when I was watching it. The episode received critical acclaim, of course. I mean, it's The Walking Dead. It's one of the biggest series of all time. 100%, 8.73 out of 10 on Rotten Tomatoes. Season 3 of The Walking Dead responds to its audience's call to action with seed and action-packed premiere. That's kind of what Rotten Tomatoes had to say about it. Again, this is not going to be a long video. Not much is to say about this episode. We're just kind of opening storylines, so there's not a lot of stuff for people to criticize going into this. IGN gave it a 9.2 out of 10. You know, IGN is really big on rating things as well. A- for the AV Club. So that's going to be it for the reviews. Now, I think the episode's good. I mean, it's suspenseful on whether Herschel survives or not, and I think I know the answer. I just don't want to disclose it to you guys because obviously, if you're watching where I'm at, you don't know the fate of a lot of the people. I know the fate of Fate. It's coming back to memory. I know a fate of a good 4 of the members. Like, I know what's going to happen to like 4 of the members so far based off of memory from watching it like 10 years ago. So yeah, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. GZTV. I am out. Have a good rest of your guys' day. I think I'm going to talk about Better Call Saul next, but I'm not sure. I might take a little break and maybe start watching the next episode of Walking Dead. I'm not really sure yet. But it's been a great series so far, and I think they opened the season on a very strong note. So, yeah, just got to get these videos pumped out to you guys. Have a good rest of your Friday.